Hello, welcome back to Chapter 9, Section 8, Completing the Square. We're looking at Example 3. In this case, we have something multiplied by the x squared, here and here. All right. We cannot do the method of completing the square if you multiply x squared by something. Sorry, I didn't mean to tip it. That's out of line though. That's okay. So what do? Well, since I have an equation, I can use the multiplication property of equality. And the multiplication property of equality says you can multiply both sides by the same number and it doesn't change the meaning. Or I can divide both sides by the same number, which means you just multiply by the reciprocal, but I'm not going to get into that now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this negative 20 over to the other side. I want it to look the right way. So I'm going to add 20 to both sides, and I get negative 2x squared plus 12x plus 20, so I get 0 over here. And on the other side, I get 0 plus 20, so I get 20. Now, I'm going to divide everything by negative 2. Everything. That gives me negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. So 1 times x squared is x squared. That's what I want. 12 divided by negative 2 is negative 6, so I get negative 6x. And 20 divided by negative 2 is negative 10. Now that looks like the problems that we did in the previous video, and we're back to where we already were. I take the negative 6, divide it by 2, and I square it. Negative 6 divided by 2 is a negative 3, and negative 3 squared equals 9. And I'm going to add 9 to both sides. I wonder if there's a typo here. I'll tell you why I think there's a typo, and we'll see what's going on. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to factor this. This negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, so I get x subtract 3 squared. And over here I get negative 1. And when I take the square root, at this point I can't take the square root of negative 1. So I'm going to have to stop. And I'm going to say no real solution. And I'm sorry about that because I wasn't expecting that one to happen. Like I said, I wonder if there was a mistake in the typo. I have to go back and look at the book again. If this was just positive 1, and if there was a way I could have made it just positive 1, then I would have had x subtract 3 equals 1, and x subtract 3 equals negative 1, then I would have solved it. So, but once you get the square root of a negative 1, and that may, I'm a little worried that may show up a couple times on the homework and the stuff. So if you do see the square root of negative 1, there's something that we do, we just don't do it in Algebra 1. It's something we save for Algebra 2. So hopefully that'll be okay, and I'll have better problems when I do the practice problems. All right, this one's already set up the way I want it. The negative 3 is on the correct side. I'm going to divide everything by 3. And I get x to the second power subtract 10 over 3x equals negative 1. Now don't panic about the 10 over 3. 10 divided by 3 divided by 2 again, or half of that, is going to be 10 divided by 6. And I can simplify this a little bit by thinking about 5 over 3. 10 over 6 is 5 over 3. So if I square that, I get 25 over 9. So this is going to become 25 over 9. If you did it with 10 over 6, you would have gotten 100 over 36, which reduces to 25 over 9. So you would have gotten it anyway. That's okay. So I get x to the second power subtract 10 over 3x plus 25 over 9 equals 25 over 9, and I'm going to plus negative 1, and I'm going to put a common denominator here, so I'm going to subtract 9 over 9. That'll be okay. On this side, I get x plus 10 over 6, and remember it's already reduced, or I'm sorry, I'm going to reduce it, so I got 5 over 3 squared. And over here I got common denominator, so I got 25 subtract 9, which is 16 over 9. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget you get 2 of them. And I get x plus 5 over 3 equals 4 over 3. And if I subtract, hopefully I got enough room here, subtract 5 over 3 from both sides, I get x equals 4 subtract 5, negative 1/3. The other equation, x plus 5 over 3 equals negative 4/3. And again, if I subtract 5 over 3, I get negative 4 subtract 5, which is negative 9. And negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. So yeah, I apologize for the fractions, but I wanted to do that one just because it does come up. And we can't really avoid fractions with some of these problems. So hopefully some of them in the guided practice will be a little bit more straightforward. We'll see you there.